Hey guys, today is January 7th, 2023, and this is my Volvo 1800 ES project status update. It is really freaking cold today, so it took a lot of motivation for me to get out here and actually do some work because I don't do well in this cold. So let's get to it. Last couple days, of course, what have I done? More rust work. Friday, my new toy arrived, which is this. So this is what's called a bristle blaster, or technically this is a surface blaster. This tool was originally developed by a company in Germany called Monty. Mine is it's a Sunnex. You can buy this on Amazon. It's called a Sunnex Surface Blaster. Basically it's a Taiwanese copy of the original Monty. And basically what this is, if you look at the wheel on here, instead of having straight bristles or straight wires that come out like on a wire wheel, where they turn and they just bend over backwards, these guys are hooked and elastic wheel, so they actually it operates somewhat similar. It operates somewhat similar to something like a needle scale or something because of the way the little teeth impacted. They're little impacts as opposed to a wire wheel, which is a brush where it just basically just brushes over the metal you're cleaning. So that's why, you guys, if you notice, a wire wheel works great. Like the first 30 seconds you try and use it, and then the wheels bend over backwards and it just smears whatever you're using. Anyway, I got this to deal with a pesky undercoating underneath the car, and this actually does a pretty decent job. This was around 240 on Amazon. You can just go ahead and look. The Sunnex ones, I'm really impressed with the quality of this. You can definitely tell it's a Taiwanese tool. It's not a Chinese one, so really well made. Anyway, it does a pretty decent job with the undercoat. It certainly does a much better job than a standard. It does a better job than a wire wheel or the sort of abrasive wheels in a grinder, because these just gum up super fast in a grinder and it's useless. Whereas this style, the bristles stay clear and allows you to do a pretty decent job of getting that undercoating off. And the finish of this, it leaves a more of a rougher textured finish rather than the polished finish like you would with a wire wheel. So works great for cleaning off that sort of stuff. I think these also, from my understanding, and I haven't tried it yet, but they're really commonly used for cleaning seam sealer off panels and stuff, and I could really see how this would do a really great job at seam sealer removal. Anyway, so what have I done? So I have most of the rust repair completed on the left rear wheel tub, so that's one of the reasons why I got this, to clean off the undercoating on the right rear wheel tub. So it did a pretty decent job of that. So I find that a combination of first starting off with a scrapers, I have a bunch of various scrapers that I've sharpened into nice curves and stuff. Get the majority of the undercoating off with that, and then finish it off with this one. Yeah, it does a pretty decent job. Anyway, unfortunately, after I got all the undercoating off, I found out that the right rear side has the exact same freaking rust issue as the left side. So that's what I've been working on. So yesterday on Saturday, I got the entire I got the entire wheel well all cleaned off. I got all of the undercoating stripped. It's really clean, ready to work with. And today I started addressing that rust in the front of the wheel tub in that lap joint there. So yeah, so I got that area cut out, and it's basically pretty much ready for me to fabricate a patch panel that I will weld in. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so one of the massive pains about my little tiny shop here is that it's little and tiny, and I don't have a whole lot of space to work with. So let's going back here. This is the area I have to work with here in the back. There is basically about maybe a couple feet of space there between the compressor and the storage cabinet and the car. So yeah, it is a real pain to work down in that area. Okay, and we are now at the right rear of the car. You'll have to excuse the mess because I was stripping some of that undercoating off just to get an idea of what we have to work with. So there's that undercoating that I stripped off. So so we're going down and we're taking a look, and yeah, unfortunately it looks very much like the left rear. There is this lower rotted section here, much the same as on the left side. Again, this looks like it was rusted through from the outside in. So I'm guessing this was probably road chips, rocks, that sort of stuff. Eroded the paint, and then it just exposed this area where it rusted through. It looks like where the tire is. This is pretty close to where the tire is, so my guess is probably got a lot of rock chips and so forth there, maybe. That's not a terrible fix. Like if you look at my status from December 31st, I actually addressed this. I made a patch panel, which wasn't too miserable. The much more painful part is this area up there that I stripped off. This is this lap joint between the inner wheel tub and the outer wheel tub or wheel well, and looks like it just wasn't sealed super well. So of course water got in between this gap there and just rotted that joint from the inside out. Zooming back, that is right around a length of, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 inches or so that I'm gonna have to cut this. Let me zoom back. Looks like I'm gonna have to cut that area out here and then make another patch panel. This is unfortunately a massive pain because inside here, vertically right in the middle, there is a body reinforcement. So it's actually a triple joint here. So I need to drill through these spots and then make basically a little piece that slides in there that I'm gonna have to re-weld to that inner body panel there. So that's unfortunately gonna be a massive pain. Now, looking here towards the inside, there is this external reinforcement part where the rear seat on a 1800 ES bolts to. This is not as bad as the left side, but you can see here it's bulging from rust right there and bulging from rust right there. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I don't know if it'll be easier to just cut the entire piece off and then remake one like I did on the other side, or maybe just deal with these spots. You know, maybe it might not be too bad cutting the entire piece out on this side because there's a lot less corrosion, so I don't know, we'll see. Then the rest of the wheel well is actually not that bad at all, so I just have these three areas here to deal with, which is, you know, it's just not fun. It is really not what I was expecting when I bought this car. When I bought this car, I was really expecting it to be in a lot better condition, but yeah, oh well. So that's a sad news from back here. So let's give the Bristle Blaster a shot. All right, so inside of the right rear fender, and I'm trying to peel this rusted out section off here. So basically what I did is I just hit it with the zip disc. I cut through the inner wheel tub liner here. Cut that out, and then basically what I'm just trying to do is peel this off, just the outer layer, and then I'm going to hit the outer wheel tub after I peel this. So I did, you can see I accidentally drilled through that layer there, but that is actually doesn't matter because luckily, because that's just the outer layer. What I really, really don't want to do is drill through that that center reinforcement piece there where the inner body thing attaches. So yeah, it's just careful, really careful, slow going, and just nothing really super exciting to watch here. I don't yeah. So I did a little bit more peeling here, and I don't know of any good way of separating these spot weld seams like this, except just going through and just, you know, drilling them out. And what I did is I first center popped them, then hit each center pop with a center drill, and then finally the spot weld cutting bit. So yeah, I mean you're never going to hit them exactly. So this is just the best that I do. It's not a good way, but yeah, basically I just go through one by one. And I have this little tool that I made for something else. It's a pry bar type thing I made out of a screwdriver, and that actually works pretty well for getting in here and then trying to split these up. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing here. So okay, so all right, so zooming back a little. Yeah, here's sort of a faraway view of where we're at. Yeah, I'm just keep going through and drilling these spot welds out, and just continuing on peeling this rusted inner wheel tub off. Yeah, not fun, but hey, it's got to be done. Nice. This thing popped off cleanly. I managed to nail all of the spot welds right on, and just pried a little bit, and then yeah, I just pried a little bit, and then boom, it just popped off. The whole thing just came right off, and then there's all this rust and nastiness, so yeah, there's this damn thing. Okay, so let's take a look and inspect the damage in here. Okay, so here's the outer tub. That'll work. Just rust. Okay, so I'll come back and clean that off a bit better. Okay, so here's the, where is it? Yeah. So here's the outer tub, and we can see it just ends right there and then continues on right here. This side is a little interesting because the outer tub seems to end a little bit shorter than on the other side, which is interesting. So yeah, so I'll just go get the Bristle Blaster and do a little bit of cleaning on this, and then see how this looks after I clean it off, and then we'll come back. So here's what this looks like after literally just chipping some of this rust off with a chisel. No power brushing or anything. So yeah, it's not super. Yeah, the other side I think was worse, but yeah. So there's the this outer tub goes there, and that's, you know, not terrible. I might, you know, I think I'll probably take another inch or so off this just to make sure that I get all of that garbage gone. And then going up here, yeah, I think I'll probably take another couple inches off up there because that corrosion does go in there. And then, yeah, so I'm going to hit it with the Bristle Blaster, and let's take a look how it looks after that. All right, so here is this... here's this area all cleaned off with the Bristle Blaster, and yeah, so you can see that a lot of rust came off, so its holes are bigger. But yeah, it's the metal is not terrible up top. Let's see, yeah, and then it's not terrible down there. But I think what I will do is I'll just go ahead and cut this that little corner down there off, and then that little corner up there off, because there is just one additional spot weld on each one of them, and then that'll make sure that I get all of the rust that goes on inside of them. All right, here we are. We are now at good steel there. That's just a little bit of corrosion. I'm not going to worry about that because I will make damn sure the outside is super well sealed and there's no structural problems there. Then I got the upper one off, and this is actually super interesting. So it looks like what they did at the factory is they squeezed in some sort of sealant there on the outside, and then they squeeze them together with the spot weld, pinch weldy type thing. So it looks like they put the sort of black sealer stuff here on the outside, squeeze them together, and then they ran their resistance spot weld through there. So this is interesting. So yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it really is interesting how both this area and the other area on the other side failed in exactly the same way. So I don't know, maybe it got hot here from doing the double rows of the resistance split welds that it failed the sealer there, or I don't know. That is a really interesting question. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas of why this failed here, I would be super interested in hearing about it. So here's this upper part that I just cut out, and yeah, you can see it's sort of it's a black, yeah, it's sort of a rubbery tar-ish type thing, and yeah, it's very clear that this stuff was squeezed on here before the spot weld. So they intended it to basically get squeezed out of there when they did the spot weld. So yeah, and it's not, yeah, I mean, it maybe like I said, it got hot where they did the double row of them, or yeah, don't know. Interesting though, very interesting. Okay, so that's basically where we're at, rust busting. If you guys have any questions, complaints, comments, I don't care. Please let me know. If there's anything you want me, if there's any details or anything you want me to cover, go over why I'm doing certain things, please just ask and I will obviously answer. Thanks for watching.